So close. I'm not sure who this guy is. Goodbye, my friend. We're going to load back in.
Who's that guy?
I don't know. I just kicked one of the guys in the lobby. He didn't look like a caster to me. Fingers crossed he wasn't someone important. Well, here we go. Look at this. I kick a player and we're loading in. 9 out of 9. We're underway. Here we go. IG versus NiP. Best of 3, 1 of 2 winner bracket semifinals. We've got 2 going on at once. Na'Vi and Empire playing off stage. If you've got your phones out or you're at home, you can watch that over on the secondary stream. If you're on the Summit too. But here in Malaysia, live at Stadium Melawati, it's the Swedish squad NiP up against IG. Winter, what can we expect?
I think a lot of aggression from IG during the early game, and NiP is a team that is not afraid to fight early on as well with their axe especially. So we're looking towards a very action-packed game, I think.
Okay. Well, we'll see what they're going to go for here as far as the picks are concerned. That's going to be the first order of business. NiP have first pick, first ban here in game number 1, playing over on that dire side. And, well, what kind of picks do you think they're going to be going for here? Are they going to be seeing more of like the Axe, the Troll type player, or are there any kind of heroes that stand out as important in this series?
Maybe the IO as well. I'm not sure if actually IG would ban it. In the series versus Rave, they ban it actually every game.
Okay. Well, for now, IG, they were kind of checking out some of those replays from the NiP and Rave series. They'll have a pretty good idea of what NiP want to do. As for IG, they got here by 2-0ing CSW. A pretty straightforward series. Didn't really reveal too much about their strats. For NiP, they had to do everything to beat Rave. So I feel like IG know a lot more about NiP rather than the other way around.
Yeah, definitely. That's advantage to IG after watching that series. But I still think if NiP play towards their strengths, they're still capable of beating IG.
And that's the other thing. I feel like IG haven't really been tested yet. All it's going to take is one team to put them out of their comfort zone. And, well, the Wisp is still in the pool. We haven't seen an IO yet this tournament, I don't believe, and it could be one of our first coming out here.
Yeah, and NiP is one of those teams that likes to pick the IO all the time as well. IO Bristleback or IO Tiny with Air.
Here we go. It'll be an IO with something. I think the 2 big ones are what you said, either Bristleback or Tiny.
Yeah, either Bristleback or Tiny. Tiny would be something that I prefer more because it suits Era's personality as a player.
I wonder if IG would even consider taking the Bristleback. That seems like one of the bigger heroes of this tournament.
Ten seconds remaining.
Well, we'll see what IG look to respond to. 2 more picks coming out soon. Going to be IG waiting through a lot of their reserve time here. They kind of have to have maybe expected this worst pick, and it's going to be the Ferrari Storm Spirit. He has been wrecking left, right, and center on Storm Spirit, and the fact NiP left in the pool means they were well prepared to verse. I guess there was either the SF or the Storm, so you're always going to have one of Ferrari's heroes there, unless you ban those 2, but we're seeing the Bat, the Sniper ban, the kind of more logical bans.
Maybe the Earthshaker as well. Juggernaut Storm.
A Burning Special. This team has only played like Star Ladder so far. They were doing the Storm Jug duo for a lot of those games. You can fall back on the split push if you need to. You've got good lanes. This is just solid from early into mid game into late game. All stages of the game, these 2 cores do well.
Yeah, and Juggernaut and Storm Spirit are cores that are not very vulnerable towards rear, okay? Because they can Blade Fury and ball lining out, so their heroes are very agile and it's hard for the relocate to catch them out.
We're going to see NiP go back towards the Axe. We've seen this in the safe lane, we've seen it in the off lane, and it's been a kind of key hero throughout their series against Rave, in Game 1 as well as Game 2. Not going for the Bristle or Tiny. I guess both are still left in the pool here, so if they want to go for either, there's a good chance one of the 2 will be left in the pool unless IG ban both.
Yeah, they're going to ban out the Tiny and probably the Bristle next as well. But there's still good partners like Ember. IO and Ember are still really strong together. Or the Sven, which has been long forgotten.
You think Sven's a good hero in general?
Not as good as before.
Yeah. One thing to always take into account is you don't want to go too split push against a Storm Spirit. He's great at punishing split pushes, and that's where maybe like a Wiz Tiny is not quite as powerful when you're not 5-manning as much. But the Tiny banned out regardless. For NiP, they ban out the supports. The Venge, the Ancient Apparition, and IG, one more ban in their hands. Got to be thinking about that Bristleback. They do have the first pick, so if they want to run a lure Bristleback for the off lane, it is possible. They'll have kind of first grabs coming out of this ban stage.
Yeah, but Bristol against Axe is not really that good in team fights because you are facing the Axe when he calls you, and your passive doesn't come into play.
Reserve time.
IG really thinking things through here with their last
There
ban.
are probably one supports that are good against IO, like Sand King or Disruptor with the Epicenter or the Silence from Disruptor. Very good against Relocate.
Whoa, that's not a ban you'd expect. Chaos Knight gets taken out, and it's the Bristleback. So, maybe Hero Lou feels a bit more comfortable on, but the Chaos Knight ban, that NiP have maybe run 1 or 2 games here or there with an Era Chaos Knight, but not normally a go-to.
I'm thinking of the remaining partners of the IO. Ember doesn't have a reliable stun against Storm.
How do you feel about PA? Like a Wisp PA mid?
Oh, Wisp PA is still good against Storm in the lane.
10 seconds.
You can kill the Storm fairly easily if he makes a mistake.
Yeah. And there's always supports like the Lion or the Shadow Shaman, something which can just be your lockdown for the Storm Spirit as well. If you want to take that direction, you can pick up a carry with limited lockdown. PA late game has an Abyssal Blade as well, so you've still got ways of maybe locking down the Storm in a late game scenario.
Yeah, definitely, but they still need something that's more reliable than the PA Abyssal. You're talking about an item maybe 30 minutes into a game. But
Yeah.
how about the first 30 minutes? They need something else to lock down the Storm.
Well, we'll see what NiP have in mind. They've got a pick coming up now. They've seen IG pick up all 3 of their cores, so no real surprises left. I mean, maybe IG run like a jungler. That could be a bit greedy. NiP for now say, let's not reveal our cores. Let's pick a really solid, aggressive early to mid-game support. They get Dazzle to go with the Axe. A lot of heal, a lot of early game potential. They may take the fight to IG very early on.
Yeah, and Dazzle is good against the Storm Spirit and the Juggernaut in a way that they are focusing on one target, and Grave will definitely save the guy and waste a lot of the time of the enemy finishing off the target.
So IG, they need to start picking up supports. You mentioned the Sand King, the Disruptor, these heroes who are good against the IO. At this point, though, something like a Sand King feels very greedy. You can kind of get punished in the laning stage, maybe. I think picking a jungler or kind of a defensive support like a Sand King, well, a kind of greedy farming support like a Sand King may not work out too well. Disruptor, though, Earthshaker may be okay as well.
It depends on the other partner, though, because Juggernaut +1 is still really good in the lane, and it's going to be most likely 2-1-2, I guess, from NiP, so you can probably afford to run a jungling hero like Sand King.
Another thing is, like, you got to remember the players. Like Chuan, the kind of heroes he likes to play, known for maybe his Mirana, his Lina even. Like, IG, a team who have run support Lina even recently, so something that's always possible. For now, the Witch Doctor. You get the cast, bounce around between Wisp and the tethered target, also have Maledict against an Axe who jumps in. Witch Doctor, a very good hero. Era Shadow Fiend, one of his best. Not a clear Wisp partner, so...
They might actually do Axe safe lane, like in the first game of the last series.
And do like a... would you tri-lane the Wisp, or would you rather like Wisp kind of off with the Axe?
Because you can do Axe versus Bristleback 1v1, and you do IO Dazzle +1 tri-lane.
Okay. How would you look to round off a tri-lane like that?
I think probably with Viper would be decent. I'm not exactly sure what they have in mind, but there are a lot of heroes like Razor or Viper to totally win the lane very hard against the Juggernaut.
The last ban comes out under the Broodmother, something Jonas plays every now and then, but I imagine IG just in general kind of paranoid about a last big Brood when they don't have the necessary heroes of dealing with the Brood. Storm not bad in the mid game, but the laning stage is where that Brood could look to take over with IG not having the necessary heroes to fight it.
Yeah, Brood is like one of those few heroes who you're very worried about getting caught out in the last pick, so better safe than sorry.
Reserve time.
Well, get ourselves now into the reserve time. NiP, 1 ban. 1 more support likely to be taken out.
I think they really need a support that has a lot of disable and huge AoE to deal with the relocate.
All right. Well, we'll see. They haven't got too much time, just about 40 seconds left in reserve, and maybe something like that Disruptor you mentioned earlier as a Wisp counter. They're going to ban out the Lion, so something with a bit more damage.
Disruptor or Sand King feels suitable to deal with the relocate. And
I want to see some Chuan Mirana. It's been too long since we've seen that Mirana. That's kind of like a forgotten hero these days.
Yeah, that support is not so not so effective in the current meta, I feel. Like it's more
Yeah.
focused on AoE and supports that can actually deal a lot of damage instead
Now-
of like ganking supports early on.
10
IG did get to catch that best of 3. If they saw the game where the Axe was 1v1 against a Bristleback, something they may consider is dual laning here. Put one of the supports with the Bristleback and get another support to go with the Jug. So run like a Witch Doctor Bristleback and then Jug with another ranged support. Sure, maybe NiP try lane your Jug, he doesn't farm much, but if you can win that lane against the Axe, prevent the Axe from snowballing, I feel like that's one of the key heroes for NiP.
If they want to do, wow, Lich, so
Oh.
it's 2-1-2. 2-1-2.
Other team pick.
So Lich, Bristleback likely be in that off lane. Maybe even see Lich helping out the mid lane a bit from time to time.
And Frost Armor against Axe and Shadow Fiend and Dazzle is really good.
Not a hero we've seen much of, and a bit of a forgotten support, but yeah, some games that Frost Armor is ridiculously good. For NiP now, we'll see how they respond. Still looking for that last core hero.
10 seconds remaining.
Slada! The minus armor comes out. It's going to be Limp playing it. Era going to be going mid lane, Limp playing the safe lane farmer when they get that Shadow Fiend, and Jonas looking like he's going to be on the off lane Axe unless they do switch up the lanes like they some do. Axe could go safe lane against the Bristleback, you kind of mentioned that, but I don't think he can solo against the Lich Bristleback lane. A lot of minus
I
armor.
think it might be IO plus Axe off lane and Dazzle Slada safe lane.
All right, well, interesting stuff coming out from these two teams. Is there kind of a draft you prefer here, or are you feeling like both teams got kind of what they want?
I actually think NiP's draft is a bit more, they can control the tempo with the Aegis and Blink on Slada early on. And IG's lineup is more, they need to farm more on the Storm, and their cores need more farm compared to NiP's cores.
Yeah.
Whereas the Axe and Slada's Blink would mean they're good to go to start and fight early on.
They have a lot of ways of catching out a Storm Spirit, something I've seen some teams struggle with when going up against Ferrari. The fact you've got 2 Blink initiators with a Call, as well as a Slaughter Crush, and even later on, SF with a Yule's Blink Dagger can use that kind of Yule's Requiem combo to destroy a Storm Spirit. So, in theory, 3 options of catching and killing a Storm Spirit, even with just 1 or 2 heroes. Well, a bit of a party break.
Yeah, but I think the Storm, if he actually has a good start, he's still going to be able to control the game. It depends on the laning phase.
All right, well, we'll see how things kind of unravel here. We can see some of our players. You just go get ready and prepared. A big match for both these two teams. Winning here guarantees you top 3. You'll be going against the winner of either Na'Vi or Empire, and you'll be, I mean, if NiP somehow upset IG, I feel like going against Na'Vi or Empire, they're going to be looking really good, have a ton of momentum, and I don't know about be favorites, but at least be 50-50 there. For IG, they're kind of coming into the tournament as a whole, as general favorites. A win here kind of gives them that confidence, like, yeah, we're the best.
Well, this game, I think the Bristol would be really fun with the Lich. Lich would be constantly denying creeps and just taking Ancients. So I think you talk about the Storm, but I feel the Bristol could have a really good game this time around, like with the Lich supporting him.
Okay, we'll see what's going to be the case here. As far as our two teams go, wait for this pause to end and we'll introduce some lineups and see how things will unravel. Just game 1 of a best of 3, over $100,000 up for grabs here in Malaysia. For those of you listening on the live stream, living in KL, come on down, check it out. A lot of fun. Things have been going absolutely great today. We've had an amazing day 2 and hopefully an even better day 3 tomorrow as we approach our grand finals and figure out who's going to be our victor here in the Major All-Stars. But for these two teams, this is a big match. IG coming from China, NiP from Sweden. They got here just the day before. These guys were like, we don't worry about jet lag. Although apparently they're a bit tired today. And they're going to play, in theory, 3 matches. I mean, are they going to be getting like kind of tired, fatigued towards the end of the day, do you think?
Depends on how long are the games.
Yeah. They just had like 3 1-hour games.
Yeah, generally every player, you play like 6 to 7 games a day.
Yeah. But they're not 6 to 7 70-minute games.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt. I mean, that best of 3 against Rave felt like a marathon. That felt like 5 normal length games. It was just 2 of those games going 60 plus minutes. That was a grueling series. And they got 10, 15 minutes to break into IG.
But still, the game was very few mistakes from both of the teams, and everyone was playing so cautious, even though the game was really long. Sometimes you see long games, there are a lot of mistakes, but Rave versus NiP was a really quality series.
Do you think they can play as safe as they did there against IG, or do they have to like be more aggressive and take more risks against IG?
Against this lineup, I think NiP has to take control of the game because IG's core do better with a lot more farm, the Storm and the Juggernaut and the Bristol. And you have Axe and Slaughter, which you want to do something with your Blink Dagger. So I would say NiP are looking to be very aggressive early on with the Blinks.
Okay. And even like looking forward to game 2 and 3, do NiP have to do something different or special to beat IG, or can they just play their own game?
Playing their own game.
Okay. Well, here we go, guys. Let's get things underway. IG versus NiP. IG up to some shenanigans right off the bat. We're going to introduce the Chinese squad. Luo, or Z, playing the offlane Bristleback. We're going to see Chuan playing the Witch Doctor. Ferrari, 430 on his signature Storm Spirit. Faith going to be on the Lich. And finally, Burning, the B-God, on the Juggernaut. I think we have a few Burning fans. Well, on the Dire side, it's the Swedish squad. We've got Silkid playing the Dazzle. Jonas going to be playing your Axe. It's going to be in the top lane. Hanskin on the Io, or the Wisp. Limp playing the Slaughter. And finally, the Swedish mid-player for this game, Era on Shadowfiend. Looking like the Wisp is going to be top lane. It's going to be the Dazzle bottom with the Axe, not the Wisp. For IG, protecting their own jungle, not looking to give up any ground, trying to keep these camps unblocked.
15 seconds to battle.
And the Lich is still unsure where he's going. Should be going top, I think.
Yeah, maybe gets that first deny in the mid lane. We'll see, depending how much of an edge you want to try to give your mid Storm Spirit against that Shadow Fiend. Looks like for now, IG focusing most of their efforts on this bot rune. But NiP have two heroes that could take this fight. Chuan with the cast. This is going to be the crucial spell if you want to try and contest it. Jonas sees two heroes coming in. He's going to hold his ground. He wants to go for this. Bounty rune picked up by your Axe. 2 bounty runes for NiP. IG will push him back, but that's a win for NiP right off the bat.
And the Lich is prioritizing the mid lane first. He's going to deny a creep wave, a creep for the first wave for the Storm. Making sure he gets a head start against Shadow Fiend.
He was kind of in charge of doing the block while Ferrari went for that bounty rune. If Ferrari gets a good block, a creep deny and a bounty rune, he has a big edge mid against Shadow Fiend. Good news is, Era didn't get one of those 2 bounty runes, so we're going to see Ferrari get very aggressive right off the bat.
Yeah, he has more armor and HP than the Shadow Fiend.
That's the power of the block. Ferrari says, I don't care about last hitting, let's just take this fight. That is just smart mid play. You get that block like that, you push SF out of the lane.
Oh, he's going to struggle to get the bottle though. He needs one more CS, but he doesn't have any regen items at all.
Gotta just throw that raise. You need your bottle as soon as possible if you're Era. Probably going to raise this next creep possible.
And bottom lane, you look at the Axe. Axe is also getting decent farm. Against the Juggernaut, he's going to get a lot of farm from the lane, with the Dazzle supporting him.
Yeah, this 2v2 lane, you favor the Dazzle Axe, or will both Jug and Axe get farm?
I think the Axe will get more farm, but Juggernaut will still get his farm.
Alright, well as for the top lane, that's where we have your Lich Bristle against the Slaughter Wisp lane. Bit more kill potential coming out from your Slaughter side of things, but IG just going to look to play this defensive, spam the creep deny, and get Bristleback a lot of farm.
This lane should be IG favor because of the Lich, and Bristleback does very well against a melee hero like Slaughter in the lane.
Mid lane, Ferrari continue to be super aggressive on Era, really trying to bully him. That's a bit of a CS lead right off the bat, and IG going to be pretty happy about how this mid lane's going with Era being put under a lot of pressure. He's going to need a 2-minute rune at this rate, or he's going to have to start bottle chrome.
The Axe here trying to go behind the creep wave ready, take every last hit, and Lich is going to get a haste rune.
Oh, he's coming mid lane. Era could be in some trouble. He's making his move bottom towards the room, but Faith has a haze. Oh, this is trouble for your Shadow Fiend. Ferrari smells blood. He wants that first blood. Grave comes out, but they can chase this down. The haste on Faith will just let him keep going. Era needs to juke, but he can't. Faith gets first blood, and he's going to get out of there. Speed Racer, go, go, go. Gets back towards the mid lane, and IG with a lucky rune get themselves first blood.
Lucky rune or not, rune control is always essential on the supports.
You make your own luck when you're controlling runes. One of these, it only takes them, like, you go there every single time, one day you get a haste rune, one day you get an invis rune. It happens, and something that NiP get punished for not having rune control.
And looking at the CS, Bristleback has 8, Slada has 10, so basically almost even. And bottom lane, Juggernaut actually has more CS than X, but by not by a huge margin.
Dazzles did move off that lane to go try help the Shadow Fiend. Used his Grave, used his heal as well. So maybe partly where the Jug got a bit more out of this lane than you'd otherwise expect.
Yeah, definitely. Storm is going to have a good start because of that, and I'm going to look to see that he's going to have a huge impact in this game. There won't be any stacks because of how IG lane their heroes.
Oh, Crush top lane. Wisp and Slaughter just doing what they can. IG did get the one Ancient stack. Actually, no, they've got a couple stacks. They've got a big stack waiting here for the Bristleback. Lich just smart rotations at the right time has been allowed to stack that Ancients up, and that's something where IG can have a lot of fun coming out. Bottom lane, they've gone in. Jonas in some trouble. The cast from downtown! Where does that even come from? The second cast kit. Jonas now in trouble. The Maledict going to keep on ticking. The Grave, is it going to last long enough? No! Tron gets second kill of the game. As IG get off to a 2-0 lead. That cast, man.
That was such a lucky cast, but like you said,
Yeah.
you make your own luck.
It's a 50-50. Could have gone to the other neutral or could have gone, well, right back where it did.
Well, Storm is going to be level 6 soon. It's going to be hard for the SF to stay in the lane because they don't have a support that can actually just stay there and protect him like a Earthshaker.
And Era just not having any farm. Even if he had just like a belt of strength, anything to give him some extra HP to keep him alive, he's going to have to rotate into that jungle very early on. Ferrari having a big level advantage, and one creep to level 6, he's going for it. He hits level 6 off the creep, could ball in. Era pops a DD, but Lich is here. Uh-oh, Ferrari going to go down the TP from Dazzle, not in time. Ferrari off to a fantastic start here in game 1.
Bottom lane X again trying to put a lot of pressure on by creep skipping, but Juggernaut is still going to get all the last hits under the tower.
Yep, Tron trying to get rid of that battle hunger, not having too much luck. But yeah, like you said, Burning doing fine, just lasting under the tower. Has a clarity, which he doesn't want to kind of give up right now. And will get himself up to level 5 now. What do NiP need to do? Because right now it seems like mid lane, bottom lane, both going poorly, and top lane is a even lane, if anything.
They need to wait for the blinks, like I said. The SF is going to be at a very vulnerable position now, with the Storm having such a good start. He just has to wait till the blink gankers of his team to make space for him.
Yeah, they're trying to protect him with some of this vision in the mid lane. They get the high ground ward, but IG have a high ground ward of their own, just on their own side of the river, and they'll look to use that to set up some more kills when possible.
He needs to go back to the jungle fairly soon, but the Axe is going to use the jungle as well. So it's going to get crowded in the jungle for NiP.
And that means a lot of these NiP heroes, the ones that aren't in the jungle, are going to be very vulnerable. There's going to be kill opportunities in a lot of these lanes as a result. Ferrari now going to have his bottle coming back out once more. He's got himself a good amount of farm here. Just continuous bottle crow action from him, keeping himself full mana. It always gives him that big kill threat if he has a full mana pool, and he's sitting on 30 CS to the 21 of Era Shadow Fiend. Era just going to pick up some casual item, finish off his magic wand to get him whatever stats he can.
You can see he's always under so much pressure from the Storm. The Storm can kill him once he knows that the Shadow Fiend is alone.
Yeah, Dazzle's going to be constantly staying nearby. Will finally actually leave Era alone as he TPs down bottom, which could present a kind of risk towards Era in the mid lane. He may be considering going back to the jungle, raise out one more creep wave, and abandon ship. Lich just going to continue stacking these Ancients, and that's where Luo's going to suddenly pick up a lot of farm for himself. He's got boots and bottles, so he's going to be ready to kind of take this stack. Miss another stack, unfortunately. That's, I think, 2 stacks in a row I've seen the Lich miss, which is a bit unfortunate for the IG side.
Oh, he's not level 7 yet, so it's going to take him some time. Oh, he's going to get his level 7 before he actually does the stack.
Okay, well, top tier on tower. Not really a hero you kind of think of that can really pressure or threaten a tower, being this Slada. Even with the Wisp there behind him, there's no Basiora, no real right-click damage to threaten him. Mid lane, they've gone in. Era going to go down again. Ferrari, this time with a solo kill, picks up his treads and just balls in and gets an easy kill. 4-0, IG advantage.
Oh, this SF is going to have a very, very tough game. And the jungle is all occupied. That's like the issue for him. He can't really go to the jungle. They need the Axe to get his blink. I think the only way is like the Dazzle needs to be constantly sitting at middle lane. Just make sure when
Top lane, they catch out Luo here with the Berserker's Call. Lada's sprinting himself in, has the tether as well. Nice body blocks coming in from Jonas. Can they get this kill? There's a lot of quill stacks. Limp gets the amp damage, the crush to follow. Luo in trouble, but here comes Storm. Ferrari gets one. Doesn't have the mana for a second. It looks like he's going to back off of this, and IG looking to secure, well, maybe some more kills here. Dazzle rotates, Ferrari out of mana. Omniside from Burning, blows up the Dazzle. Limp goes down as well. Ferrari keeps himself alive. He's going to TP himself home. Oh, it's a disaster for NiP here in game one. They may lose Era for a fourth time. Deathwalk from Twan. It's a massacre mid lane. Oh, IG looking so dominant here against the Swedish squad.
oh my god, the SF is gonna have such a hard time. All the lanes didn't go very well, and if you check the blink timing, Axe is the one that's closest.
He's been taking that jungle, which means Era hasn't had the jungle to fall back from, and being a dire side SF, not having a jungle and just getting beat this bad mid lane means SF can't do anything. Just 2k net worth. He is in poverty central right now. Whew. NiP running out of options. These blinks, when they come online, have to do a lot. And Slada not even close to his. He's just got 700 gold. It's going to be just the Axe blink, which has to do immense work as far as turning this game around.
The other thing they could possibly do is like maybe sneak a Roche with the Slada ultimate.
Yeah. Well, that's something IG will be probably constantly aware of. For now, they're looking to clear up that Ancient Sack. Luo spending some time over there. Got that level 7 you talked about. Now, well, he's all of a sudden almost level 10. Gets up to 9.5, has just some treads, bottle. Probably look to build towards that Vanguard. We're seeing a lot of on Bristlebacks, but other options are available to him. If they IG want to end the game fast, maybe even something like a mech, but for now, IG just going to keep looking to control these runes, control the tempo of this game.
SF is already going back to the jungle, and Axe is taking the lane.
Ferrari's gone looking for him. He's like, okay, what's happening over here? Finds some jungle camps, doesn't actually catch out the SF. He's really looking to hunt him, just keep Era down. He knows he doesn't even have treads. Sub 700 HP, that's an easy solo kill for Ferrari if he can find him. Doesn't do so right now. Meanwhile, your Axe gets himself some good farm. He's now got the money he needs for that Blink Dagger. That's going to be the key item for the ninjas in pajamas to start looking to turn this game around.
He needs to make so much space for the Seraphine.
He's got a lot of space creating to do, Winter.
But the thing is, like, they don't even have so much damage. If the Shadowfiend is not there with the race, he can't. It's not easy for the Axe to kill. He can't really smoke gang with the Dazzle or the IO.
Maybe with a relocate. They have got Wisp up to level 6, so you could have Wisp teaming up with the Slada, Axe blink calls, and then you relocate in the Slada. I feel like with the Slada, there's enough for SF to be off on his own, just getting his farm.
Yeah, definitely. I just realized he got level 6.
Oh, blink in. That's not a real hero.
Oh, they saw the blink already.
Yep, they know now the Axe blink is online. For NiP, that makes things a lot harder to find that first pick off. Probably expecting it fairly soon regardless, with Jonas having such a good time getting the jungle farm and even the ancient stack earlier on, which wasn't scouted by IG, but Jonas 11 minutes in. Not a bad timing, but he's really all this team has to show for the laning stage.
And bottom lane, we see IG with a 2-man smoke here.
They know there's no support for these heroes. It's the Wisp who's looking to offer his support. They start with the cast. Omni slash onto the Wisp. They blow him up. Limp not going to get up the crash. Great Blade Fury. They're going to bring down Limp as well. Couple more death wards. Not enough. Limp barely escapes. The sprint's there and burning. Here come your TPs. They want to bring down the B-God. Jonas gets him with the blink call. Dumb number 1. Can they get Ferrari? They've got no lockdown. One raise. No second as he does ball out of there. Jonas looking for a call. He's got a blink in a couple seconds, but no call for a few more. And Ferrari with the pull, but he's out of mana. Soul Ring Ball. He gets out of there for now. Luo taking some heavy damage. They're going to turn around with a Chain Frost. Era still alive. That Chain Frost not bouncing to anything. And Jonas, as a result, in a lot of trouble, has a call, but he's surrounded by a lot of IT heroes. Great cut from Limp. Jonas still alive. IG going to lose 3. Oh, but Luo's here, looking to clean up on the Handskin. Handskin without an escape, or does he? Gets the tether out. 3-for-3 trade in the bottom lane, and that's the best NiP's had yet.
That was a really good fight for NiP, trading evenly when they are so far behind.
It was a 4-for-3 in the end. There was a respawn coming out from your Wisp. even with a good fight from NiP, it was still almost dead even as far as the gold and XP change goes, and that's kind of the worry there. Ferrari didn't die as well. He is on track for a really good timing on this Orchid.
Shadowfiend, he still hasn't have any item progression.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's going to be food for the Storm the whole game.
Do you think it's a recovery, Midas?
Probably. I don't think there's anything else he can get right now to get back into the game, apart from the Midas.
Well, NiP, they've now got a second Blink Dagger to go, and this is something that could be unexpected for IG. They want to go straight into being aggressive again. Smoke down towards the bottom lane, and IG, this is really a time where they could quickly lose their lead if NiP get a few good successive ganks. If they can get the Blinks happening, get the Axe to get some core ganks, get the Slider Crush ganks, suddenly NiP come a lot closer than where things currently stand, which is about a 7 to 8k gold lead.
I think the key target will be killing the Storm Spirit with a streak. That will give them a lot of gold and experience.
NiP deward their own jungle, catch out some important IG vision, will allow them to much safely farm their own neutrals here. Era trying to get whatever he can. It ended up just being some treads here. So treads, Wraithband, just kind of the bare basics here. Give him a bit more HP and stats if he needs it. Jonas now going to start building towards a Blade Mail of his own, and NiP, they can't really slow down. I feel like if they get into a farming game, it's kind of going to favor IG. They've got these 3 scary cores, all great late game carries, and for NiP, maybe if they have Roshan control, they can go late game, but SF is just not finding the same farm these IG cores are right now.
I think Roshan will be the next best thing for them to actually at least try to come back into the game. I give the Axe or the Shadowfiend the Aegis and try to take a fight from there.
Burning goes top lane, but Lane Ward does spot him out. Something NiP could look to use to maybe say, okay, Jug stop, let's go into Roshan, or let's try find a kill either bottom or mid lane. But for now, just trying to get what farm they can.
Axe here going, he's been spotted by the ward.
Radiant's middle
Yeah.
tower is under
IG
attack.
have a very good idea where he is, and this is actually really dangerous for Jonas. He just walked through on his own. We'll meet Era in the mid lane, so shows himself, blinks past, and will forgo any aggressive plays on the mid lane. Brand's got himself a medallion here, something that can kind of help negate a lot of the minus armor from NiP if you put it on the teammate.
Top lane.
Yep, here comes a relocate. They want to go in, they want Burning. The Crush not going to land. He's going to start with Omni Slice. They don't get the blink call. They do after. During the spin, Burning, no escape. The amp damage, and he gets right-clicked down. NiP with a nice little gank there. They relocate back bottom lane. Whoa, almost in a bit of danger there, but Limp as well as Handskin going to survive for now.
And the teamwork was so good there. He relocated before the call happened. And he knew the Juggernaut could escape.
Tower is under attack.
Nice execution from NiP. And they're not done there. We're seeing them use all their mid-game smokes just to try and come back this game. They know a farming game is not going to favor them. Not when Storm's finding pickoffs left, right, and central. Not when IG have such a good, comfortable late-game draft.
Dire's bottom
They want to
tower
take
is
the
under
fights
attack.
right now while their lineup's strong. Even if Era's not ready to fight, the Axe, the Slider, those two are.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
IG do take the bottom tier 1 tower, and Luo up to 2.6k gold after already having a completed Vanguard.
Tower is under attack.
Good news for the ID mid lane. They get the blink call with a blade mail. 1 raise, 2. They're going to get the dunk. Down goes Ferrari. Big kill coming out for NiP. They're starting to string together.
I think they can go Roshan right now.
No buyback, and they're going to go for kills first. They're going to charge their way into this Radiant jungle. Going past an Observer Ward, unfortunately, and not going to catch on to anyone just yet. Limp thinking of sprinting beyond, but with the knowledge that IG are being pushed back, they could have maybe gone for that Roche, but decide against it.
They probably could have. They would finish the rush so quickly with all the minus armor.
No medallion, I guess, but even so, you've got the Slider amp up to level 2. Minus 15 armor is a lot.
They're going for it right now. Bomb is out.
They really kind of took their time doing this, and IG may look to make their move. Going to be tough here.
Oh, this is
Storm
Storm.
Spirit, he's respawned now. Not getting a TP scroll, though. He's not looking to join up with his team just yet. It looks like NiP, though, may get cold feet.
Oh, they have nothing to break the Lincolns from the Roshan.
Yeah, no point in the poison touch, and Luo just charging onto the high ground. He's picked up a plate mail now, so first steps as far as dealing with the amp damage, the minus armor from the weave, the SF.
The ice armor as
Yeah.
well.
This is going to be a great game for like AC, Vlad's, Shivers. Bristleback not going for any kind of, not even looking to upgrade to the Crimson Guard. Because as soon as you get minus like 10, 15, 20 armor, you're in trouble. They're going to catch out Luo though. With the Blade Mail on, Jonas doing some good damage, but nowhere near enough. That Plate Mail with the Vanguard. Now he's going to get crushed here. SF going to throw the Requiem. Gets cancelled though. Here comes Lit. The Grave going to keep Arrow alive just for a little bit longer, but he should still die here. The Requiem goes off, almost kills off Burning Jonas. He misses the call. Oh no, NiP have lost 3, possibly a 4th here. Jonas surrounded by an IG army. 4 dead. Roshan free for the taking. IG pull well ahead here in game 1.
And the Bristleback there was just too tanky. It took too long for them to actually kill him. And
They used so many spells on Luo, and he never even got below half HP.
Going on a Bristleback is not always the best thing, because he's just so tanky, even though he was facing the axe.
If they had the amp on him at the start, they used so many spells before they even used the amp damage. Like Axe was Blink Call with a Blade Mail, getting spins off, right clicks from the SF, but without the amp, those spins did not do any damage. IG will take a tier 1 tower, as well as now have an Aegis on the Ferrari Storm Spirit, who's now got a completed Orchid in the mid lane.
This Bristleback is just massive right now. It's so hard to take him down, and you can't really ignore him in the fight because he's doing so much damage. Oh, they see Chuan here.
Oh, they're looking to pick him off here. Jonas gets the Battle Hunger, and Chuan, all he can do is turn and cast, but he won't even get a chance to do that. Jonas gets the call, and it looks like Chuan about to be slam dunked. Small victory
A really small victory.
for NiP, who are down about 12,000 gold, 12,000 experience. Better find some more, and it looks like the Radiant Jungle is where they're thinking they can find that. But going in, no smokes, they're just running past Observer wards here. Multiple IG wards around that Roche pit and protecting their own jungles, so Fate sees them
There's
coming.
still one smoke for NiP remaining.
They've got to get, I feel like they've got to use it soon and get a big kill or 2 with it. The Storm having an Aegis makes it hard. It's going to be maybe Burning or Luo on the Bristleback that they've got to try find a kill on.
The Shadowfiend just has nothing in this game. It's such a hard game for him.
Looks like he's going for a drums. That is, oh, you know you're having a bad game when you're going for a drums on Shadowfiend.
It's just the way the early game panned out. He couldn't access the jungle because of the axe, and they needed to give the axe a blink, so he was stuck in a bad position. And he lost his lane very badly.
Now NiP going to look to get a tower of their own. IG. See if they look to make a defense here. They've got TP scrolls if they want to go for this, and then NiP decided maybe better back off for the time being. Not the time to fight into an Aegis. Burning's picked up a Shadow Blade, by the way, a build he loves to do. Goes for the solo pickoffs and just kind of uses this as a little escape mechanism as well. Really hurts poor support, which is exactly what NiP have. Even against the amp damage, he can often get out of this. The Blink Crush is there, but he doesn't get the amp off, so Burning Shadow Blades away. He's going to turn an Omniscience now. He wants Limp, but the neutral are there, and Burning may pay for this. They get the amp. Ferrari goes falling in. Hanskin gets Grave now, so Ferrari's going to find a new target. He's low on mana. He does have the Aegis. He will get one last ball off. Goes down. Chuan now in a lot of trouble. The dunk gets cancelled. Oh, he misses it. Oh dear, that would have been huge if he got that. Chuan still on the run. He gets mech'd up. He's still alive. And in the sides here, it's Burning. Axe really wants this kill. He can't get him though. Yes, just barely. 2 IG heroes dead. Fade's going to be a 3rd here. Jonas will TP out. It's a 3 for nothing. Storm even losing the Aegis. Huge fight for the Swedish ninjas. Uh-oh, mid lane though. Poor Hanskin. Wah, wah.
Well, that was such an amazing teamwork there from NiP getting the better of IG, even with the Aegis on the Storm there. But also unlucky bounces from the Omni Slash when he came to the neutral creeps here on the Slaughter.
It did feel like it was a bit of a over-aggressive play from Burning.
Yeah, it was risky.
Turning to Omni Slash there was so ballsy. All it took was like one NiP hero to help tank the Omni Slash, and that gets turned around. His Blade Fury's on cooldown.
He got encouraged by the team's lead, you know, when you're ahead.
I think Ferrari probably said, I'm TPing, go back in. Because Ferrari showed up with a long ball lightning from the tower. Problem was also that Ferrari ran out of mana.
And just look at that fight. Gave them like around 2,000 gold.
Not to mention the Aegis getting taken out of the picture too. Small glimmer of hope for NiP. They've still got a way back into this game. IG cannot afford to get overconfident here.
Yeah, NiP's line up a lot of physical damage. So it's going to be really strong when they get all their core items up. they will still be able to deal a lot of damage without too many items with the Shadow Fiend. They just need to get the aura, the minus armor stacked up.
At the same time though, IG are going to be probably building towards like an Assault Crest on your Bristleback. Lich is going to have level 4 Frost Armor soon. They're going to have ways of dealing with that minus armor, just at least to some extent.
Yeah, you talk about getting the Blades would be also a good option on one of the supports.
It feels like Lich with a mech probably goes into the Vlads as his next item. The Witch Doctor going to build towards Nags. Unless you want the 4-staff. 4-staff always just such a nice item for a Lich as well.
And you can even use the Medallion as well on your teammate who's getting focus.
That's where Chuan going for that early Medallion, maybe thinking you can kind of use it as like a single target protective play.
This is the last smoke.
Only for 1 minute, so they'll have another smoke fairly soon, but these smokes are becoming very precious here. They're going to move multiple heroes through the Radiant jungle, knowing that Whistlada can relocate in should the Axe catch someone in a blink call. Right now, it doesn't look like they're going to find too much.
Oh, this is a little risky.
Oh, they're going to see some heroes soon. Are they going to go for this one? The blink, the call is off the mark. The relocate not there as well. Not a relocate you want to go for. IG going to turn this one around. Go in on limp. The Slaughter's dead. At this point, NiP, cut your losses. They're going to lose at least Handskin, probably Jonas as well. He's left alone without the Wisp. And down goes your Axe. 3 for nothing. Bit too aggressive. Silkid in trouble as well. He graves himself, but he's delaying the inevitable. Burning says, feed me some more money. As Chuan, he's the one getting fed. Gets himself another kill.
That was just how strong they are as a team when they have Omni Slash out. The last fight they mainly lost because they lost the Omni Slash to the neutral creeps, and this fight they got the Omni Slash off, killed off the Slada at the start, and from then on NiP just couldn't fight anymore.
Well, we'll see the tier 2 town now being claimed, and IG feeling confident they can just start taking objectives, whatever they want, even without the Aegis. And Roshan will be respawning sometime a minute and a half from now. Sometime in the next 4 minutes or so. IG continue to get down deep ward. The warding this game from IG has spotted out so many NiP movements, and even with NiP going through a lot of their smokes trying to find those kills, IG has just kind of been one step ahead of NiP for most of these fights.
And Storm has a Bloodstone right now.
This is the time where if IG win a fight, you pretty much lost. As soon as Ferrari gets like up to 15 Bloodstone charges, good luck beating the Storm Spirit in a late game scenario. So I feel like NiP really have to polish things up from here on out. They've got to play a perfect game to even stand a 50 chance of winning this game.
This is the last smoke for quite some time.
See them split 2 directions here, knowing that they can meet up with that relocate. Well, assuming it's the 3 heroes who find a kill. If the Whistlada find a kill, well, then not much is happening. The Radiant jungle we go. IG though, they see a Whistlada top. They know the other 3 heroes could be quickly backed up by the relocate, and seem to be looking. They're sitting behind their tier 1 tower even. That is just as defensive as it gets.
Yeah, they know what's going on. You see the Wisp and his partner and the other 3 teammates missing. They're probably gonna smoke and do a relocate gang, and everyone is just behind the tower. Just good game sense.
I kind of like what IG are doing, keeping this tier 1 mid tower alive, even though it's in deny range. Just having that as a spot to TP to. Just keep it alive. It has strategic importance for the team, so they're not going to deny it just yet. It's not about the money at this point and denying gold from NiP. It's much more about not allowing NiP to win a fight or get any map control.
Yeah, most important, they are going to try to not get picked off with a relocate.
Well, Storm Spirit, I think he spotted out the Axe here, or who spotted who, I guess, is the question. Towards the top lane, Burning, as well as Era, exchanging some pings on the minimap. See Burning continue to get more and more farmed. He's picked up his first ultimate orb, likely going into that Skadi, or possibly even a Manta style, but Manta not bad as far as getting the amp damage off of you, but generally do see that Skadi build come out from Burning.
I think Skadi is just the best, or maybe you go for a Manta for the amplify damage so you can actually dispel it.
I mean, I guess long term you're getting both those 2 items. Skadi Manta style is probably like your next 2 items. It's just going to come down to like which order you want them in.
Yeah, whether he feels comfortable with getting the Skadi first so he can have the slow, so you can't kite away from the Juggernaut.
For IG, they have to just play things slow here. Feeling confident they can take this to a late game and, well, They've got up to 13, 14,000 gold lead. So for NiP, if they just sit back and keep getting out farmed, it seems to be what's happening right now. IG are gaining ground. They're also going to lose some ground here. Silkid going to look to go down here. NiP also get Jonas caught out by the electric vortex. Yuled up into the air. Look to bring him down after this. Jonas not even going to get a chance to use the Berserker's Call. 2 dead, and IG in a position to secure themselves Roshan as well.
Oh, they're going to try and defend top with the Bristol.
Yeah. 4k on your Bristle, by the way, so he can complete that Assault Crest fairly soon if he wants to. Has the money for it, and well, the rest of his team, meanwhile, they're taking out Roshan. Roshan going down in no time at all, and I mean, another Aegis probably on your Storm Spirit.
Roshan has fallen to the ring.
And they defended the tier 1 at top.
Yeah. Immediate TP top as well, coming out from your Storm Spirit, trying to find a pickup maybe. Balls in far, can he catch out Era? You betcha! Orchid's there, Wiz says he's going to relocate him out, he's going to do so, he's going to make it just barely. Waited till the last second with that relocate, and Ferrari not finding the kill.
They're going to come back and fight here. Axe is out.
Yeah, they are. Here we go. They're going to look to go in the Storm first. He's got the Aegis though. They're going to chain targets a little, but he's picked up a fresh BKB. Era in trouble. Pops a Manta to try to get himself out of there. Handskin going to be down first. No more Wisp, and Era low in HP. The Quills continue to stack up. He goes down at top. Silkid in trouble. The nice blink call, but it's GG. IG take game 1 in the winner bracket semifinals. NiP, after a long, tough best of 3 against Rave, fall short in game 1 here against IG.
The Lich pick working wonders for IG this game.
The laning stage worked out so well, and even those mid-game fights, it just dealt with all that minus armor so well. But more than anything, it was the ganks mid.
Yeah,
They
it was
owned the
the
Shadow
early
Fiend
game.
mid.
They shut down the Shadow Fiend so hard that more or less the Lich rotations earlier on already won them the game.
Well, guys, that's just game 1. I'm sure NiP are going to want to take a breather and think about what they need to do game 2 to take down IG. Myself, GoDz, and my co-caster Winter, we're going to be right back. When we come back, we've got NiP versus IG, game number 2.